Hey, what is up, you guys? This is Prasad here for Feelthebern. So, Bernie Sanders. Hmm. So, Bernie Sanders is surging in Florida. So, if you guys didn't know that, he is. He's at 29%, rising. Hillary Clinton is still way ahead, 55. But he's surging. Bernie Sanders beat Hillary Clinton 44 to 37 in New Hampshire. Latest polls there. What are we to expect? And Hillary is losing to Jeb Bush, Scott Walker, barely beating Donald Trump in the Fox News poll. Bernie, my man, Bernie, man. Bernie. It feels good. You know that feeling? I got nothing against Hillary. I got nothing against Jeb Bush or Scott Walker or anybody else. Maybe I do, but when you see Bernie, man, how can you vote against Bernie Sanders? That's sometimes I feel like I'm talking to myself, but when I see the crowds, it's pretty obvious. People feel the same way. And you know what's really frustrating? I just want to punch my freaking laptop, man, is when the pundits go on TV and say, he gets the crowds of 28,000, but we don't know if those crowds will vote for him. Are you insane? Are you insane? You get 28,000 people to show up, and they won't vote for you? I don't know, man. That just defies me of logic. And maybe because I'm clouded by my adoration for Bernie Sanders. I didn't even know who the guy was like before March. You know what really got me about this whole Bernie Sanders support? I've been tweeting, I've been, sharing, posting, and all those things. CISAdaily.com, we post a lot of stuff about Bernie Sanders. I'm really passionate about the guy. But you know what really got me? Was the fact that when he announced, even the progressive outlets tried to brush him aside. That's the fact. It really is the fact. When he announced, this nonchalant way he announced, I really got to go, but I'm going to announce, and this campaign is going to be about the issues, and there's no blah, 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 blah. And people left. They were like, oh, look, perfect. Hillary's was going to get coronated, and you have Bernie Sanders as her only challenger. Come on. And I was like, what? Who is this guy? What is he about? And his issues were really spot on. And that kind of changed my opinion for Bernie Sanders. And that really, if you're somebody who I'm sure you would have heard of Bernie Sanders and the latest Black Lives Matter protests on Bernie Sanders, what do I think about those protests? Well, I would say it was rude. Their anger is justified. And yeah, when you have disproportionately being targeted by police officers and the criminal justice system unfairly targets you, yeah, you have a right to get frustrated. And the other people in the progressive movements and Bernie's supporters, including myself, I got really frustrated. Why would they target Bernie Sanders? Why? Yeah, because he's the only one they can reach. He's one of us. He's one of you. He's one of us. They can reach him. The problem was, you protest to get a seat in the table. The only problem progressives and I had initially when I saw the videos were, come on, Bernie, we'll offer you the seat. You don't have to do this much of a fuss, but it does more harm to the movement, blah, blah, blah. But their anger is justified. And there ends the problem. Their anger is justified. So what they did, what they didn't do, they didn't kill anybody. It was a nonviolent protest. So yeah, it was a net positive for Bernie Sanders. He handled it like a champ. So, according to me, You shouldn't have pulled the mic away. They had some legitimate issues. You might disagree with the way they, wanted to show those issues, but it was genuine, and that is the most important aspect. The problem to a presidential, they go to a presidential candidate and they tell their grievance, and the candidate agrees. The methods, well, I don't care. So Bernie is on an upward lift, man. He's going places, and the media really are taking it like a sideshow. All they talk about is Donald Trump. Well, I'm not going to go anything negative about Donald Trump. I'm just going to say the positive. He's against money buying politicians, because he says he bought all those politicians, including the people he's running against, which is very impressive, to be honest. I'm certain that the right and the left can get together to get money out of politics, because money influences the donors, influence the people they're donating to. It's common sense, and Donald Trump really shows it, shines a light on it. And the next thing I like about Donald Trump is his confidence. He's confident. Is Bernie confident? Of course. Damn confident. These two people are the most confident people I know. And Donald might be larger than life confident, but Bernie's a really confident guy. And it doesn't get talked about at all. And people say his talking skill isn't that good. What? Have you seen his rallies? He might be saying the same thing again and again. It's like a hits album. Like if Michael Jackson goes, may he rest in peace, he would have gone and goes hit after hit after hit. It's just hits, man. It's Bernie Sanders hits. It's always nonstop. He's gonna, Michael ends with Billie Jean. He ends with political revolution, and the room goes, oh my God, they go berserk. So this guy can work a crowd, and he says what the crowd wants to hear, and that's why the crowd is building up. The Reddit forums for Bernie Sanders online, he's unbeatable. And what about Donald Trump with TPP? He's against TPP as well. He's against China, intruding into the United States trade. They're devaluing their currency. You get the picture. I'm sure you would have known. And that's kind of what Bernie Sanders is also talking about. If you heard the Vox interview with Bernie Sanders, he said, come on, I'm not against open borders. He's against open borders. He says the Koch brothers are for open borders. That's the libertarian principle. That's what he says. So there is kind of an anger in the country, and both these people are capitalizing on that frustration in the people. And Bernie, to his credit, is doing it on a massive scale without the media attention. That is impressive, man. And people really need to understand that this is a grassroots movement, and people really have to go out, knock on doors, say who Bernie Sanders is, because people really need to know. And the more they get educated, the more the minorities get to know Bernie Sanders. Everybody, man, Republican, Democrat, Independent, minority, majority, I don't care. We have to do this. This guy is kind of once in a lifetime kind of person, and if we don't act, we might just elude, and the whole world will be impacted by the president of the United States, whoever it may be. If it's Bernie, I'm thinking something positive might happen with the climate and a lot of stuff, trade. When the American dollar is prospering, the American economy is prospering, the world economy prospers along with it. That's the general logic. And a non-interventionist America is good for the Middle East as well. So that's my 2 cents. And please comment below. And about what you think about Bernie Sanders. Do you think he has a shot at? I personally feel the primaries is his biggest challenge. That's my opinion. And if he gets through the primaries, I think he'll become the next president of the United States. So I would love your comments on what you think about Bernie Sanders, how you got to know him, and how he's influencing you in your decisions and in your life, and how you think about politics. So, and also, do tell me what you plan on doing to make Bernie Sanders win. And if you think Bernie Sanders cannot win, please give a valid opinion. And it's always, all opinions are welcome. And thank you for watching this video. And please make sure to like and subscribe and share as well, so that the conversation keeps building.